Hey everyone, welcome to the garage. Welcome to Collision After Dark. Let's hit that intro. Whoops.
That was quick.
No, the thing is, I switched the brand thinking that it would keep playing the video. But,
let's try that again.
Take a two.
Take two.
Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my occupation. Tell me what's my race. Tell me is it with inflation. Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my race. Tell me all my sexual distaste. Tell me what you need. Tell me how you feel. Tell me all your information.
Good evening, everybody. This is your January 6th, 2024 edition of The Garage, also known as Collision After Dark. You guys know me. I'm your host. I'm the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada effing dry. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, before we answer that question, let's introduce the third member of our weekly threesome that we have here on YouTube almost every-ish Saturday night. Go ahead and introduce yourself, fine sir.
What is up, guys? I am GM Joe.
GM Joe.
I go by many names, Golden Graham, effing Golden Graham, GM Joe, World Champ, Got a couple.
Badass.
Caleb from the vlogs. World of
What's up, Caleb?
What's going on, Caleb?
What's up, all? Now,
What's up,
I got a bone to pick with Caleb right now.
Uh-oh.
So, me and Scott Cater were talking, and he was supposed to wash all our socks and underwear today, and he didn't do it. We still got dirty socks and underwear.
Oh God!
Jeez. Now, why have you got my man, poor Caleb, washing the damn skid marks off your tidy whities? Can you explain that to me?
Not just mine. Yours, GM, everyone's. It's a duty. Duty.
That's our duty.
We're sorry to Kay who lost your cat this morning. We're sorry for your loss.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very sorry to hear that. That's a tough thing to lose a pet, and we've all been there before. So our condolences.
Yeah, I always think it's like a different kind of loss, but sometimes it's deep.
Oh yeah,
it cuts deep when you lose a pet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially like it hits you hard when you're like really young and you like grow up with a pet like that. That's the worst. Yeah.
I also feel like we feel ripped off a bit because their lives are so short.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like, why can't they live as long as like humans?
Like you could have one cat, one dog your whole life.
Yeah.
You die when you die.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got hit by a bus today. Sorry, Fluffy, you're done.
It could be like on The Notebook, and you and the cat just die together in bed. just stand each other's arms.
He's holding your hand. You're holding his paw.
All right, gentlemen, you guys know what we're here to do. We're here to discuss AEW Collision, and let's go ahead and start. The first thing that I saw when I flipped over to the channel after the I guess it was Return of the Jedi went off, Ric Flair came out. So that was very interesting. There were two gentlemen already standing in the ring. Ric Flair's coming out. I'm like, is Ric Flair about to get beat down by a couple jobbers? Like, what is this? Well, Flair comes down, reaches the end of the aisle. Sting and Darby make their entrance. We've got match number 1, Sting and Darby versus the Workhorsemen, who assaulted them before they got into the ring. One of them even got chopped by Ric Flair. So I'm curious curious to see what you guys think about this. I will say that I mean, this match was okay for what it was. Obviously, it was just kind of a showcase and a reason to get Sting and Flair in front of this Carolina crowd. That was abundantly clear. That was the whole reason for this. JD Drake looks like about 70% of men who live here. Just an observation. GM Joe, I'll start with you. What do you think of this match?
I enjoyed the match. It was, like you said, it was a way to get Sting. It got the crowd alive and kicking it to start the show off with Ric Flair. So it served its purpose. It did what it had to do.
Yeah. I noticed you still have the tag of French toast is the best.
You know, when I came into the chat room, into the StreamYard, there was nothing there. It didn't give me the option to change it or anything.
Good thing you didn't have it set to something like World's Biggest Bastard or something, and it gets stuck in there.
Yeah,
Right?
biggest bastard, damn it.
Can't have a draw. What do you think of the opening match?
Yeah, it was a serviceable match. I wonder what kind of gimmick. They were trying to give JD Drake a gimmick before, but I think they missed the mark on that. I feel like a trucker gimmick would have been cool.
He could totally pass for a trucker.
Yeah, like they were trying to make him
fairness.
all like all glitzy and but I feel like you gotta have his body suit, or even a biker would be.
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. He could be kind of like a Duke the Dumpster Drosy kind of gimmick,
Yeah.
right? Now we're making lighthearted fun here at JD Drake, but he's actually a pretty damn good wrestler. I've seen him wrestle singles matches on the Indies, and
Yes,
he's really good.
When he's
But
given the time.
Is he ever gonna move past this point of?
No,
In AEW, no. You'll
Mhm.
never be more than like an enhancement tag team talent.
Not in WWE either.
no.
Yeah.
My favorite match,
Maybe something a little bit more in TNA.
possibly. I could see him having a good NWA run. He's got a good look for that.
Yeah, he has that old school
Yeah.
look.
The best thing that I saw him do was, do you guys remember the one Evolve show that WWE put on the network live? It
I
was a
didn't
counter
watch it,
to
but I know
one
what you're
of the-
talking about. Yes.
Yeah. The main event of that was JD Drake versus Austin Theory. And it was a really damn good match for the Evolve Heavyweight Championship. So that's like my favorite match I've seen JD Drake do. So I know the guy can work. But
Little side quest. It's a shame what WWE has done to Austin Theory. Because
Yeah.
outside WWE, he's really good.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. He was the Evolve Heavyweight Champion. He was really good in that role.
It's tough to say that about Austin Theory because he's had people put he's beaten Cena, he's beaten all these guys, he's had championship runs.
I think he was a Vince guy.
Well,
And-
no. I mean, yeah, that's part of the problem was he was a Vince guy.
Yeah.
Who Vince didn't know what to do. And then on top of that, sure, you have Cena beat him, but it doesn't help that Cena says, it doesn't matter if you beat me or not, because it doesn't matter, because if you lose to me, it's bad. And if you beat me, you beat a part-timer who's never around.
You beat up Ernest P. Worrell.
Yeah.
Does he have heat in the back or something?
I don't know. I mean, it's a very real possibility. Maybe Triple H
It's
doesn't like
it
him.
feels like he was Cena's I'll do the job, but I'm gonna screw you over at the time.
I don't know. I mean, he's still a really young guy. So I think he'll rebound at some point, but I don't know. They've just kind of got him licking the floor at this point, but who knows?
And now they got him in the tag team division with Waller.
Yeah, which I don't know. A lot of people are big on Grayson Waller. I'm not huge on Grayson Waller. I think he's okay, but
Grayson Waller is what WWE wanted Austin Theory to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's got a really nice look. Grayson Waller. He's got charisma.
He just needs a better finisher. My gosh, that rolling, diving through the rope stunner thing is dumb.
They're gonna push him to the moon too.
A lot
They
of
really
the
like
finishers
him.
wrestlers have are dumb.
Yeah, Austin Theory's finisher is dumb.
Dumb with a capital D, gentlemen. Match number 2.
Is it small D, U, M, and then a big B? Is that how it works?
It's actually, we're going to go with the street spelling of D-U-M.
Oh, okay.
Sans the B at the end.
So a dumb lollipop is what you're saying.
Yes. Like what you would get at your bank whenever you were a kid and you pulled up and they give you the dumb sucker. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay,
That probably wasn't a thing in Canada, but Joe knows what I'm talking about.
You do not know about dumb suckers.
They still do that at like sports clips here when I take my son to get a haircut. They still
he gets a dumb.
Yep.
Nice.
You know what are good? There's the lifesaver suckers.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good. Suckers without the stick. Yeah.
No, it's a lifesaver with a stick on it. It's a big lifever. You've never seen the lifesaver suckers?
That must
I don't
be
think I've ever seen
Canada
one
thing.
with a stick.
Oh,
I've never seen
yeah, it's just a bigger version of it. You're like, without the stick, of course.
Yeah, I mean, lifesavers here, they don't have the stick.
They're just like the little lifesaver that they come in a sleeve.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we have some cultural differences when it comes to suckers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have very different cultures and products from Canada, our great neighbor to the north.
Now, did you know, it's a little bit of a side quest here. Did
Go
you
ahead.
know that in the 80s, I don't remember this, but they were experimenting with 3-liter bottles of Pepsi and Coke.
I was not aware of this, no.
I just found it on the internet today. I was like, what?
So in some obscure grocery chains here in America, like if you go to like some like one-offs, they have 3-liter bottles of soda here.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
But it's usually like the generic knockoff brands. It's not name brand or anything.
It's like Fago or something.
Not even Fago. It's less. It's lower on the rung than that.
Well, I was reading it. They were called Thirst Busters
I've never heard of that.
because
Ghostbusters.
Coke owned the rights to Ghostbusters, and they were kind of playing off that.
No. Okay.
What movie was it where, like, it was some comedy movie where they had like a big ass cup of a drink and the cup had Bladder Buster written on it.
I don't remember that at
I have
all.
no idea what you're talking about.
It's some comedy movie from the 90s. I'd have to look that up. That's going to drive me crazy now. I'm going to have to Google that after the show's over.
I'm gonna
But
Google
moving
it now.
on, we got match number 2. We got Trent Beretta versus Eddie Kingston. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you two. I had an issue within the Isaacs household here, and I completely missed this match. Do you want to address this comment before we move on?
I want to address this comment because
I figured when I saw that pop up. Go ahead.
you got to beef with me because I asked you to Google what a footlong is. I don't get. You can,
That could be a bit of a dangerous Google search, mind you.
I don't remember this conversation on here.
I don't either. That must have been something from last. Well, we weren't even on last week.
Hey,
Oh,
what's up?
hey, Tiffany, how's it going? Don't forget Evil Joe. All the AFW people, they all want to come in here and call Joe evil. Like, what's up?
Marty
All
really stuck
All
it to
Marty's
you.
fault.
And you took the fall when we got rid of the trios titles.
I didn't even want to get rid of the trios titles. It was all Dallas who wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. then you got pinned with it.
We got Bad Take Cade in the house too.
Bad Take Cade
What's up,
is
Cade?
Gave
in
us
the
an
house.
LOL. Got the Swerve Strickland profile picture there. Pretty dope.
Read my comments about Stan. Okay, I'll go up. Here we go. I'm saying this match was opener Sting, the last match of closing course Dynamite. Indeed. Indeed.
I like your kind tie there. Indeed.
All right, let's get along to the next match. Thank you everyone for watching.
Trent
we're talking
Beretta
about-
versus Eddie Kingston. Like I said, I completely missed this match. I'm going to defer to you guys. Canada F and Dry, what do you think of match number 2?
I really liked what Trent brought to the table, but it's like, I don't know if he can ever move beyond this spot on the card.
Right.
Like he brings a lot. Like he needs more. Like he's got a lot of wrestling talent, but you know what? He's like Ned Flanders of wrestling.
Too nice.
Well, he's just like I'm a big old piece of bread with a cup of water for dipping.
Is he going to get on a promo one day and say, "Thank God for this bountiful penis"?
Not just like he has no personality when it comes to his gimmick at all.
Now, I'm not going to make the comments I made about Trent the other night. They got everybody in the chat room upset with me.
Were they?
Well, after that fatal 4-way, I said the guy who was the least interesting one is the one who ended up winning. And I'm sorry. I think Trent is a decent wrestler. I don't think he's like a world beater. I think he's got that typical indie CrossFit body, bald head, beard that every single like early 2010s indie worker had. I just don't see anything special about him. I wasn't very pumped to see that he was in this match.
But as a wrestler, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
As a gimmick and a personality, I agree.
I certainly don't think anything great about him, and I would take most of the rest of the roster over him.
But you know who he's better than?
Who's that?
Eddie
Eddie
Kingston.
Kingston.
Jimbo.
And he's the reason why this match was good. Because I think if you take another Eddie Kingston and put him against an Eddie Kingston, that match is going to be bad.
You get the old mirror match going and fight forever. Eddie Kingston versus Eddie Kingston. I saw that Trent was bleeding. What busted him open? Do we remember? I
don't remember when it happened.
It happened like right before the first commercial break. I think like he sort of just.
Oh no, it happened because I was watching on a free service and they didn't have commercials. So it happened during Picture in Picture.
Okay, that's why I don't remember that. Because I remember going to commercial, then coming back and just singing and wearing the crimson mask. I'm like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I was like, and I knew it had to be hard way because, like, you know, I didn't think anybody was going to blade in this match.
What do you think about Cade's comment here?
Yeah,
I don't even
comment the other day too.
I don't think he'll even get that.
Yeah,
not a bad take, but I think he's I think he's shooting a little high. I don't think Trent's ever going to.
Well, that's what makes it a bad take. Trent's not going to win either of these belts.
I don't think it's so much of a bad take. I feel like it's more of like a stretch.
I don't want to call him stretch take.
I think bad take and stretch are kind of synonymous. It's just stretch is is like a better way of putting it.
It's like a backhanded compliment.
Joe, what do you think of this match?
For a match where the outcome was never in doubt, it was fine.
Right.
It was one of the better Eddie Kingston match, was it not?
Yeah, it was, but I was more curious as to why Sue was ringside.
Yeah, I did notice that she was at ringside.
Involved. I wonder if there's something.
I feel this is a Tony Khan move. And bring your mom. This is a big match.
And she had like I saw the very tail end of it where she like just barely feigned any emotion at watching her bloodied up son lose.
Yeah.
That's always great.
It'll be funny if they look to Sue and when he's all bleeding and she's like looking at her watch.
the best
looking at her phone scrolling.
I think the best wrestler parent to ever sit at ringside though has to be the Miz's dad though. Because He looked like he was lost and didn't even know where he was. Tiffany says, I went to the beginning to the introduction and he left out Evil Joe, so I had to call it out. Forgot the name Evil Joe.
So if you do a
Evil
heel turn,
Joe.
will you just be Evil Joe?
One day he's going to come on here and he's going to be wearing the MJF devil mask and he's just going to be Evil Joe.
I may do that next time.
And he's just going to take a shit on everything.
Now, this week I found out that Joseph Graham is not just Joseph Graham. He's Joseph Graham Jr.
Right. That's
mind
I've
you,
seen that in his name ever since I've known him. Yeah.
Mind you, I've
You
only
know
been
this?
sending him emails for a couple months now, and he just saw it like the last time I sent him an email.
Well, I see
Now-
that every time
Now
it comes
you
in the
hate the
chat.
name Joey, and you're not going to tell us why.
I can tell you why I hate the name Joey, sure.
Okay.
My stepmom called me that, and she treated me like crap, so I hate the name.
Oh,
There's legitimate reasons why I don't like the name.
Okay.
that's a legitimate reason to not
Yes.
like Joey.
You still got beef with her?
I don't really talk to her or my dad, so no. Not really.
Oh, so thus the. Okay, so we're gonna have like a counseling session here.
Jesus.
Look,
Like,
I've tried.
so
I have tried to reach out, and they never reciprocate. So at some point, I'm just like,
this kind of blows my mind because he took the time to name you after him, and now he's like, I don't want nothing to do.
It's like
not
Eminem's
funny.
Marshall
It's not funny.
Mathers.
No,
But he
it's
didn't
okay.
actually know Marshall Mathers, you know? Yeah.
Hi, my name is.
I'm
This
Marshall Mathers
is going to be
Jr.
our most watched show ever because of this.
Hey, Joseph Graham,
Yes,
I'm here for you.
thank you.
Jesus. We're getting at the Dr. Phil after dark here.
Oh gosh.
Good Lord. All right.
If anyone has any advice for Joseph Graham, write it in the comments.
So Ayaka, I think, is commenting on my Bladderbuster thing. Says the movie was Dumb and Dumber, I think. Is that big in Japan? Dumb and Dumber? But yeah, I do think that was in Dumb and Dumber, actually. I think it is.
If it
What
was,
was it?
Bladderbuster cup. You got the big drink from the convenience store that said Bladderbuster on it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So thank you, Ayaka. That must be big in Japan. All right, we've got Willow and Statlander backstage with Schiavone.
Hold on. Before you keep going, I have to comment on this just because it's bugging me.
Go
So you know the movie Dumb and Dumber with the Bladderbuster cup, but you can't tell me what a footlong is? Damn it. And Tiffany Trim has some advice.
We need to
That's
see
chill,
Dr.
Shelby.
Shelby. It worked really well for Team Hell No, so I think it could work for us too.
Caleb Bing says, I'm
here
here for you
Don't
too.
worry about
Don't worry about
continuing
continuing watching wrestling. Focus on your family. That's sage advice.
Yeah, okay. That's good guy Caleb right there. Like that's what he is. He's got a heart of gold.
Okay, wait. So just a comment. We don't get sub sandwiches here. That's why, Aaron. Okay, so you just answered your own question. A foot long is a submarine sandwich. There you go. Booyah!
$5 foot
I
long.
love. You know, even if I tease you a bit, I love your comments. Even if you're razzing us, I adore it.
We
So
appreciate
keep
all
going.
the engagement.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, come in here and say what you want to say, unless it's a personal insult of some kind.
Yeah.
We don't
Like
want
if
to
it's
do that.
hardcore, like making fun of the way someone looks or something. No.
Yeah, we're gonna boot you out of here if you do that. But you know, if you just want to like come in here once in a while and you know, try to correct us on something or whatever, that's totally cool. I'm good with that. Getting back on track here, gentlemen. We had Willow and Statlander backstage with Schiavone. They kind of just rattled on for a minute about their year. and for some reason Statlander had some kind of creature on her shoulder.
I love that she had the iguana on her shoulder, and
like,
everyone
was that
knows
an iguana
for the whole thing. They shouldn't have said anything about it, just like ignored it.
Was that an iguana or like a bearded dragon or
It was something like that.
Yeah,
I just didn't understand why it was there. I'm like, did you forget to take it off your shoulder before you came into camera?
like was there some relevance to this? Did this have some kind
I
of
think it's just her
meaning?
pet.
I love the Statlander so random like that. She just has, hey, I'm gonna have this on me for the whole promo.
Yeah, and then they had that promo a few months back where she like deadlifted Renee or something like that.
Yes, I remember that one.
But this was just so random. She comes out with a damn lizard on her back, and it's like, what is this? What?
Do you know who needs something like this in their career?
Who's that?
Trent.
Trent needs to start coming out with a lizard. Instead of
honestly, you know what? It's 2023. I don't think Trent could do that because I'm sure PETA would yell at him for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Will Statlander get away with it?
I'm sure PETA wrote a letter as soon as they got caught wind of it.
It's like how Jake the Snake said he had like 12 Damians or something like that because they all kept getting killed or dying.
Yeah.
He had to travel with them. Yeah, you
I
can do that.
It's funny that he was scared of snakes.
Yeah.
That
He
is
said he was
weird.
terrified of them.
But I guess if you want a job in wrestling, you're going to do whatever the boss
Well, yeah,
tells
it's
you
your
to do.
gimmick. Your name rhymes with snake, so what the?
He would keep them in his like hotel bathtubs before he had to go to shows. Yeah, you couldn't do a gimmick like that today. But instead of like Jake the Snake, you could have like Trent the Iguana or something. And,
You don't think that someone could do the snake right now?
I don't think so. No.
It wouldn't be
Unless
cool.
they had like actual licensed animal handlers that would bring it from a local zoo or something. I mean, maybe then it'd be fine, but it couldn't literally be like Jake the Snake would like literally travel with a damn snake. Like you couldn't do that.
No. You'd have to have someone bring it in each day, and
Yeah, it would have to be like
you could do a pet bird like Coco.
Yes, you could do a bird.
Yeah, you could probably do that. I mean, he had that bird up until like well after he was retired, and it like died in his house fire or something like that.
Yes, I heard about that tragic death of Frankie.
Yeah,
that broke my heart when I learned about that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and he said, I'm not trying to like make everybody sad here or anything, but he said that like he could hear the bird like hollering for help or something, but he couldn't get inside.
Oh, and in a lighter, funnier note, Bret Hart was kind of pissed off at WCW. They weren't really doing much with him, and he's
that's
like,
an understatement.
Yeah, so he's like, this is before his brother died or whatever, right? And they gave him the title, but he had this idea that he would have his cat with him at ringside, and then he would switch out the cat for a stuffed cat that had a brick in it. And then magically, when the camera went back, he's holding the cat and they're cuddling or whatever.
So that's funny because in New Japan, Hiromu Takahashi, I believe, takes a stuffed cat with him everywhere. At least he used to.
Yeah.
To the ring.
Yeah, so Bret's idea was...
I don't know if it was a loaded stuffed cat or not.
Yeah, Bret's idea was to switch it out back and forth between the fake and the real cat.
Well, there's something about the Hart family and cats. Like, I don't know, but like, Crazy Teddy Hart. Like, I used to listen to the MLW podcast. This was like a decade ago, right? Before they revived it as an organization. Like, I don't know if either one of you are familiar with that, but Court Bauer and MSL, who like does broadcasting for them, they did like, and Conan, they did a podcast together, and they would have Teddy Hart on. This was before he like, all the weird allegations came out about him and shit. And he would tell all these wild stories about how like, he said he claimed that he trained his cats how to work and that they were going to be involved in spots in his matches.
He had to be joking. You see,
he was being dead serious. He said that he trained them.
That's some smart cats.
Like train them to be in certain spots and shit during matches. Yeah.
Teddy Hart needs to stay off whatever he was smoking, okay?
But have you seen some of these trained cats, what they can do? If he was able to do that.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
I see Tiffany says she listened to the MLW podcast. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. And they were like unfiltered too. Like they would say some crazy shit about what it was like to work with Vince behind the scenes because Court Bauer was a writer and stuff. All kinds of crazy stories. But yeah, that was one of them I remember is Teddy Hart with his cats that he was going to train to work. He also said that he sold cats at his local strip club.
I sell cats at my local strip club. Come and buy one.
So, question: does cats mean cats, or is that an innuendo for something else?
You know, I think that you know, you could definitely sell that at a strip club too. I'm sure, but
exactly.
But the funniness of it, I actually think it's cats. It's kittens.
yeah, it's cats.
We should probably move on before we get shut down, guys.
The other funny thing was Stu Hart, and he used the litter scooper to put the wings in the box.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I think it was in Dark Side of it was not Dark Side of the Ring, but the Wrestling with Shadows. With Bret
It was
Hart.
on one of those because I remember them mentioning that. Yeah.
And they're like, he's like, "Yeah, try this. They did good wings." Oh no, he didn't even tell him how he did it. He just did it here.
Those damn cats. All right. After that, we see a Hook video. And Hook says he's coming for Samoa Joe. He wants to be the AEW heavyweight champion.
Am I supposed to take this seriously?
Yeah, you're supposed to take it seriously, Joe. Hook is going to beat Samoa Joe for the AEW
FTW champion who hasn't had a match longer than 5 minutes. I'm supposed to take as our next world champion.
Yes.
Do you know who Hook really is, though?
What's that?
What he is to Samoa Joe, he is Trent to Samoa Joe. That's all it is.
Hook has been so protected. Like, has Hook ever even lost a singles match?
Yeah, because he lost the FTW title once to Jack Perry.
But like, you give him a legit shot at this. Like, if you can make him believably that he's going to win.
Oh, I mean, Joe will be able to make him believable, but it just...
Well, like, you need some fodder for Samoa Joe's reign. That's all it is. Someone's got to do it.
There's so many more people that could be that fodder besides him.
They're going to bring Hook in. They're going to tease that Hook can out-suplex him. They're going to tease that Hook can submit him until he gets reversed coquina clutch and he's going out. That's probably what's going to happen.
Honestly, I thought this was one of the...
Sorry. Seki asks, yes. Do you guys have a favorite Owen Hart prank?
I don't really know many of Owen Hart's pranks, so...
I don't know. Yeah, I can't recall any off the top. I mean, I've heard a lot of stories on podcasts over the years, but I can't recall a single one. Right now.
My favorite one is this. So he was rooming with Lex Luger. And,
that is an odd pairing to start off
with. He was traveling on the road with Lex Luger, and they were buddies. And Owen decided that he was going to pull a prank on Lex Luger. And so what he did is he got up earlier than Lex, and he went and borrowed from one of the women on the crew some underwear, and he got some silverware, and he took a picture of his junk with a Polaroid, and he stuck the women's underwear, the silverware, and the picture of the junk in Lex Luger's bag. And so eventually they're traveling down the road and they go to the airport, and sure enough, Lex Luger's bag goes beep, 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 beep.
Oh, no.
And so they're like, well, we're going to have to check what's inside. They find the silverware. They find the women's underwear with the picture of Owen's junk inside. And they're like, and then Owen just bursts out laughing because Lex Luger's just red in the face. He doesn't know what's going on.
That's
To
great.
me, that's the best Owen Hart.
That is pretty funny. I always just used to hear, I've heard Cornette over the years talk about how Owen was famous for ribs, and sometimes Bulldog would get blamed for it. And he always had an impression of Bulldog.
Bulldog was a ribber too.
Yeah, he always had an impression of Bulldog saying, "It was Owen. I wasn't even there."
Tiffany says Owen pulled a prank on Taker with cucumbers because Taker is deathly afraid of cucumbers. That's his phobia, fear of cucumbers. That was a wild one.
That is a weird phobia to have.
I think I've heard that about him. Yeah.
But real quick, before we move on, like
Mm-hmm.
when I was listening to this Hook promo, like I thought he was going to challenge Yuta for his pure title.
I did too.
Yeah. That would have made sense.
Yeah. Hook is a. I guess it's a way of getting him the rub and having someone for Samoa Joe to get the win off of it without. It's interesting, and I think it will become sooner in the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's gonna be pay-per-view. I think it's gonna be a Dynamite or a Collision.
Probably
match.
next week, honestly. It's the.
I don't think it's gonna be quite this soon.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if this was going to be like a homecoming thing, but I don't know, because they said Samoa Joe's going to be there, but they didn't say what he was going to do.
But I think it could be a setup for it.
Could be
possible. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on here. We've got match number 3. We got Commander and Brian Keith versus Bennett and Taven for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship.
No, this was a proving ground match.
A proving ground match?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kind of
that's ROH's thing where you get a match with the champion, and if you beat the champion, then you get a shot at the champion's championship.
So this is
stupidest concept in the world.
Literally, AEW and ROH are one thing because you have perfect ground matches on AEW.
Yeah, so. it muddies the water quite a bit, in my opinion. Yeah, like if you don't follow, like I don't follow current Ring of Honor. So, like, I have no clue what the hell they're doing.
Well, they used to do this in old ROH too. Like, this isn't a new ROH thing. My problem with this is that they literally said, Kevin Kelly says in the match, in the history of proving ground matches, the challenger has never won. It's never even gone to a time limit draw. Why are we doing this?
Well, you're like, okay, they suck then, in other words.
Guys, this could be the time. Let's do it.
I would buy it if it was a real tag team and not two guys thrown together.
Yeah, this was a really, really weird match to book. I mean, everybody looked pretty good in it. It was Commander and Brian Keith versus Mike Bennett and
Taven and
Matt Taven. Yeah,
Brian Keith does this cool Super Mario move when he's on the corner. He smashes his head like he's Mario Luigi.
Yeah, his headbutt.
That dude's good. Like, I've been impressed by him the couple times I've seen him. Yeah. Like, I think he's pretty good. And Commander's looking better and better every time he's in the ring. Like, I kind of thought he looked like shit when he first joined AEW, but like here lately, he's been like tearing it up.
He's definitely looked like he's gotten more comfortable in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this match, in my opinion, was okay for what it was. I'm not going to sit here and say that I paid super, super close attention to this. But it was all right. Obviously, the Undisputed Kingdom won. GM Joe, what'd you think of this match?
I don't understand why it took so long for them to win. Like, they're brand new ROH tag team champions. They're 3-time ROH tag team champions. They shouldn't have struggled this much with two random guys thrown together.
Coming off a hot main event angle, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't F and dry, what'd you think?
I think it was a fine match. You also got someone they obviously look highly upon in Brian Keith.
Yes.
He's been on TV all over the place.
Yeah, he's been on TV a lot.
Like, they're really liking this guy. So
I think he looks good. I like the kid. I think he looks good.
So that's why I think they want to give these guys a chance to shine a bit.
Because Commander's everywhere too.
Yeah. This is turning into a Ring of Honor heavy show, Collision.
It is.
Which is interesting to me. But moving on here, we've got Bullet Club Gold backstage with Renee. You know, talking about what went on with the devil and all that. The Acclaim show up. They get into a little back and forth. Max Caster points out that they have a mutual enemy and suggests that maybe they should team up to face the mutual enemy. Says that anybody who is successful in AEW has been part of a faction, which he's pretty much right.
Not wrong.
He's pretty right about that. So he's suggesting that they join possibly as a union to face the Undisputed Kingdom. What did you guys think of this, Canada?
This is really interesting that they're going this way. It could be just because Bullet Club Gold has no legit chance of doing anything with 3 guys.
Right.
Like with 4 guys, yeah, but you add another 3 guys to that group, and now they're a legit force. So I guess we just can't separate the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed. They just always come back together.
They just gravitate to each other because of their daddy ass connection.
Yes.
They're connected by ass.
Well, yeah, they were a faction at one point already.
Yeah.
And then
They're
broke
like
up.
Human Centipede. They're connected by ass.
They're connected by ass.
GM Joe, what do you think of this?
I don't know, because like anybody who knows the history of Bullet Club, they're not good guys.
No.
Bullet Club are supposed to be bad guys.
They're the evil foreign invaders of New Japan.
Yeah.
They're the Gaijin, the bad heel Gaijins. Yeah.
And you have to, if anything, you make the Acclaimed the bad guys and join them, but they didn't. This is a weird way to do this if they make a faction out of it.
So here's my question: what would we call this group?
Bullet Club Gold.
You're
The
wrong.
Acclaimed Gold.
It would be the Scissor Club.
The Scissor Club.
No.
Oh, God.
You call it the Bullet Club Gold with the Acclaimed as the trios champions.
They're gonna get together and call this damn thing the Scissor Club, aren't they?
They're gonna turn Bullet Club Gold into the NWO, where everybody's in it for no reason.
What do you think here? Because that makes what, 6 on 5? Do you think one of them's turning here?
No, I think that we have another member of the Undisputed Kingdom ready to come out.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
That'll make it 6 on 6. Yeah.
So
That makes sense. All right, moving on here. We got and I kind of missed a little bit of the beginning of this too, but Adam Copeland apparently came out and issued an open challenge. It is accepted by Griff Garrison, of all people, who's with Maria and Cole Carter. I guess this is some Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it's a Ring of Honor thing.
yeah, I was surprised too. I was like, why are these 3 together?
She's been doing her thing on ROH. That's why.
So this is my first thought was, so she's not part of the United Kingdom then?
No, she should be, because she was referenced as a founder of the kingdom during this match.
Yeah.
But no, she is doing her own thing at the moment.
She could
probably,
maybe join later. I could see.
They probably want Britt Baker to be the female involved in that.
Yeah, and when you have all of a sudden you have 2 females, it's a little too much, as you saw.
That's violating wrestling protocol here. You can't.
Well, you saw what happened in JAS when they did that.
That's not the norm. You're not supposed to have 2 women in a faction, all right? Unless it's an all-women faction, like Damage Control or something like that.
Do you guys think Damage Control is freaking? Besides, like, aren't they pretty bland as a group?
Yes.
They've gotten to that point. Yeah.
Like, don't they feel like these are people that you could have worked with?
They haven't felt important since Bianca Belair buried all 3 of them in a ladder match.
Other than
Io Sky being the champion. Yeah, that kind of.
She's like the worst champion of all time.
She's a great wrestler, though.
Yes, but she doesn't feel special.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny
like
because
Asuka feels like the only star in that group, and Bayley.
And they're not even treated like stars right now.
I agree. They're in a weird spot. They're in a weird spot for sure. I'm just waiting for a couple of them to break away because I mean, obviously Bailey's going to either be kicked out of the group or something.
Dude,
I mean,
honestly, you know what this feels like? It
What's
feels
that?
like WWE is waiting on Sasha Banks to see if she's coming back or not. That's what it honestly feels like.
Sasha Banks comes to the rescue of Bailey. Yeah,
Yes.
I can see that. I get a hell of a pop too
Oh, absolutely.
if that were to happen. All right, well, we got match number 4 here. Adam Copeland versus Griff Garrison. As if anybody on planet Earth thought Griff Garrison was going to win this.
So what you missed real quick, Mr. Isaacs, is basically Adam Copeland came out and said, I'll work my way from the back. Because Christian said, oh, you're to the back of the line. He's like, no problem. I'll work my way through. And he's like, I'm issuing an open challenge. We can call it the Cope Open or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you just no.
We can work on the name.
Is he going to do this every week now, you think? For a while?
I think so, yeah.
I think it would be cool.
Which works.
Yeah, because like, he did a search and found out what a footlong is.
Good.
I love your initiative, Akiyaka. Keep up. I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm beaming, knowing that you can figure out how to. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy.
And let's just hope she found sandwiches. Right?
Yeah, I kind of do hope that this open challenge continues, and I hope it's all younger guys and just let Edge work them for 10-15 minutes.
You know, to me, that reminds me.
Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Caleb, you're freaking exhausting. Okay.
Please read my 3 comments. Caleb, what, buddy? We love you,
keeps
pal.
on making me like
We love you, pal, but we can't let you take over the whole show here. Do you have one comment you want us to address? Pick one. Pick your best of the 3, and I promise we'll talk about it. All right. Anyways, what was I in the middle of saying here? Okay, Tony Khan participated with TNA and Ring of Honor. It is why.
It is why what?
I missed the context of that. I don't know.
Tiffany Trim said,
shame,
my head went into the gutter when the footlong was mentioned.
Shame.
$5. $5. You know how much freaking Subway sandwiches are now? Forget the $5 footlong.
There ain't no $5 footlong no more.
Yeah.
No, the select subs, they're like almost $20.
We can thank Jared.
$20 after a Coke and a bag of chips.
We can thank Jared for that.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jared, you piece of shit. You wrecked Subway for us.
you ruined a good thing.
Yes.
You tainted their image and they had to raise the prices of the subs, you bastard.
I wanted to lose weight.
For the lawsuit.
I wanted to lose weight, but no, Jared. You hogged all the weight losing, and then you also looked at child porn. So screw you, Jared.
I hope that prison food made you fat again, you son of a bitch.
Is Jared in like solitaire?
I would imagine he is. Yes.
Is he
might
still
be.
in jail?
He's in jail. Yeah. He.
How long did he get?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how long he got, but I will say
can you look it up while we continue? We need to find out how long Jared's in jail for.
The last thing that I remember hearing of him is that he got brutally assaulted by a fellow inmate in prison. Like, I think this was like within the past year. Yeah, so
I wonder if they're like, I got a foot long for you, Jared.
Joe, are you researching how long Jared Fogel's in prison?
Yes.
Okay.
You have it yet?
I'm working on it.
While he's looking this up, I'll go ahead and say this was a decent little match. Nobody thought that Griff Garrison was going to win. It was kind of a nice little showcase match. Adam Copeland ends up winning by crossface, oddly enough. And at the end of the match, Carter gets in the ring, attacks Copeland, who then is the recipient of a spear. So,
do you know what I like about this, Jeremy?
What is it?
I like that Edge is also letting Griff Garrison showcase himself.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of?
Spot. and he's saying, "I like you. You got spunk, kid." And he's like, "I like you even more that you slapped me." And this match went on longer than I thought it was gonna.
Well, this reminds me a lot of when John Cena used to do the U.S. Open, which, in my opinion, is like one of my favorite things John Cena ever did when he was doing the U.S. Open Challenge every week. And usually it was somebody like that's where Sami Zayn debuted, and that's where Kevin Owens debuted on the main roster.
Yep.
And he just put on hell of a good match with like all these up and coming work rate guys and just gave them a showcase, and it was phenomenal. So I'm hoping that Adam Copeland kind of does the same thing here.
And Carter got a little spot in there too.
I imagine Carter will probably have a match with Adam.
That might be the one next week.
So do you have your research numbers?
Yeah, so 15-year sentence in 2016. He has to serve. He's eligible for parole after 13 years, which is 2029, because he has to complete at least 85% of his sentence.
Yeah,
Tiffany Tripp says I beat you to it.
15 years.
I had her comment there, and I was like, I can't let her steal that from Evil Joe.
Yeah.
No, I had it before her. I have another tab open on my computer that's already telling that has all the info.
Well, he got attacked in prison, so who knows if he'll actually make it out.
Yeah, most prison people, regardless of what they did, don't take kindly to child pornography and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when he gets out, is he going to be an institutionalized man? Is he going to hang himself like Red did?
I doubt it.
I don't know. I don't think he'll make it out, honestly, but we'll see.
Jared Fogle, you got to get busy living. Get busy dying.
Whatever. The hell with that guy. All right. So after this, we've got a backstage promo with Flair, Sting, and Darby. Again, this is just kind of like a little showcase thing. We see Flair kind of yucking it up, Sting amping it up. It was kind of nice to see these two traditional good promo cutters just doing their stick. Darby's kind of just standing there like he's just,
soaking it in.
Yeah, just soaking it in. I got two legends here. I'm just going to shut the hell up and let them do their thing.
This definitely felt like an old school Surfer Sting promo.
Absolutely. And I think we just talked about this. You and I talked about this on a podcast, probably a week ago, that Sting was a damn good promo guy.
Yes.
I mean, he is. He hasn't always been the guy to cut promos, but he can cut a really good one when asked to do so.
I mean, he even said it tonight.
Sorry, go ahead.
He said even tonight, it's time for a throwback. I mean, once he entered his crow Sting phase, he sort of didn't talk anymore. And that's when everyone really knows Sting is as crow Sting, not as Surfer Sting.
Oh, I loved blonde flat top.
So yes, real quick, kind of a side quest. You remember when my son came up the other day, and Dollywood said she was going to send some shirts to him. Mm-hmm. Well, they came in yesterday, and I gave them to him, and one of them was a 1990 Sting shirt.
Oh wow!
And my son pulled it out, and he's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "That's Sting from the 90s," and his jaw dropped and hit the floor.
Awesome. You know what? I really the Sting that I hate the most is Wolfpack Sting.
Yeah, that was a little.
Sting.
Well, I didn't mind. I don't think he fits because he was solo guy.
Hey,
and the paint was awful. Red face.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do white with red paint and maybe some black outlines on it?
Because they were trying to differentiate between NWO Classic and the Wolfpack.
Yeah, but you could have done a white face with red and black on it.
You don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
That's still that song still rocks.
So let's go on the Wayback Machine here. Did either one of you gentlemen ever create in the early days of the internet, did you create an Angel Fire page or anything like that? Either of you? Okay.
I'm going to be honest, I don't even know what that is.
So Angel Fire was
I went with GeoCities.
GeoCities. So there was GeoCities and Angel Fire, and I think you could do it through Yahoo. This is how you would build your own personal web page back on the very early stages of the internet, back in the late 90s. And I had one. And of course, I decked my shit out with wrestling, right? And when you went to my page, it had like some pictures of NWO and DX and all that kind of stuff. And it started playing the NWO Wolfpack theme. So,
Nice.
And I think that the MySpace kind of did that as well.
they
You
did.
could add music.
I was
You
like,
could add little
you know what?
Spider-Man to your page.
You know what song was always on my MySpace page? It was
What's
always
that?
Batista's entrance.
Oh,
I Walk
yeah.
Alone.
I Walk
Always
Alone.
had that one.
I
And
had
then every
the
once
theme-
in a while, I'd put on Burning My Light because I love Randy.
I had the
Orton's
theme
voice.
to Smallville. Somebody save me.
Hmm.
Nice.
All right. I think I just rotated between various metal songs. Yeah.
MySpace, yes.
MySpace was the bomb. Yeah,
It's so
you
funny.
get
I
in there.
saw,
Well, then instantly, overnight, you heard about this Facebook thing, and everyone's like, "Are you going to go on Facebook? Are you going to go?" I know. I'm like, I have MySpace, and everyone's like, "You got to get on Facebook."
dude,
And
I
MySpace was so
stayed
much
with
cooler.
MySpace for a long time. Like I was like, I'm not going to Facebook. I refuse.
Yeah.
Clearly, I did eventually.
Yes.
Well, see, I was kind of one of the earlier adopters to Facebook because when Zuckerberg first started Facebook, like it was only for college kids, right? And I was in college at the time. So you actually had to have like a .edu email address to even create a profile. So I was one of the early adopters of Facebook, and then they opened it up to everybody, and now everybody's grandmother has it. So, yeah. I am not Take Your Show. I'm commenting because of I am just finished Collision. Love the backstory, Sting and Rick promo. Yeah. Sting and Rick promo was pretty awesome. Put up Tiffany's comment about Angel Fire.
Yes.
That kind of backs up what I said. Angel Fire had a page full of hundreds of wrestling urban legends that was interesting to read through. Yeah. So if you went to like angelfire.com and you just looked up wrestling, you would find like all these just basic ass web pages that people like me put together for wrestling. And you would find stuff like that. You would find like listings of, whatever facts or whatever. I mean, this was the very early stages of the IWC.
That sounds like a nice like podcast show to go over some wrestling urban legends.
Yeah. Get my man Liam on that. He'll
You know what, Jim Joe? Don't be jealous because I've been talking to hot chicks online all day.
Where did that come from?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Because late in the 90s, when you went on internet, you would often go on dial-up. And
I remember dial-up.
I met a lot of women in chat rooms.
Now, are you sure they were women?
They were.
Because you couldn't really verify that back then.
I met a few of them.
Okay.
But one day, my brother was trying to call my mom, who I lived with at the time, and he went into the chat room and told him, "Hey, Aaron, get off the effing phone! I'm trying to call mom." Dial up, right?
Dial up was the bomb. Oh yeah, I used to get yelled at by my dad for tying up the phone line, and like I remember when Napster was a thing, and I was downloading shit off of Napster, and like there was like a preference setting that I forgot to change to where like it would automatically reconnect if you disconnected. So I would disconnect my internet. And then it would reconnect when I walked away from my computer. And my dad would go to make a phone call and he would rip my ass for having the phone line tied up. He's like, "You get the fuck off that computer." Like, okay.
My bad.
Sorry, big girl.
Does this ever happen to you guys where you were downloading a movie? Not that we do that here. We don't download. But you thought you were downloading a movie, you play it, all of a sudden it's porn. This is Spider-Man 3.
That's what Caleb is getting at in his latest comment.
I feel in your pain. I'm checking hot babes online.
How is he feeling your pain? Those do not work together, Caleb. They don't work. That could be a pickup line. I feel your pain.
You guys can tell that this is a great collision when we've just gone completely off the rails here.
I love this though. I love these random chats.
I do too, man. I could go on about this all day and night.
We haven't talked about Bill Cosby yet.
We'll get there. Tiffany says, I was like Joe when it came to MySpace. I didn't want to leave until I realized there was no one to hardly talk to because they were already on Facebook. Yeah.
Like
the great Facebook migration.
Can we circle back to this Facebook? There's a meme going around Facebook where it's like some like younger kid is like, we should be able to put music on our Facebook page. And underneath is like some guy was like, we've come full circle. We finally hit the generation that doesn't know MySpace.
It's true. That's the new gen.
Tom would never do us like that. We were so wrong to Tom. So
I told Jeremy about this. I made a meme about my hockey team, the Canucks, and you played the NES game Pro Hockey where you can make the big guy, the fat guy, and the little guy.
Yep.
You played that, Jeremy? I mean,
yeah.
No, I never played that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I posted this in my Canucks group, and it was like, "What does NES mean?"
Oh my gosh!
They didn't know what NES means.
What does NES mean?
Oh, like everyone was like, "What the hell is NES?" Like, I don't get your joke. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "Oh my goodness, you guys are worse than Akiaka."
You Gen Z bastards! How do you not know what NES is?
Yeah, like Facebook was like MySpace, like had us coding as kids, and we didn't even know what we was coding.
Oh yeah. You would do like a bunch of basic HTML. Yeah. You do like.
Is MySpace still alive today, or is it gone completely?
I think so. I think it's still up.
Yeah,
I haven't tried to log in. I don't
the
remember.
website still exists, but it's not what it used to be. They tried to change it to something else.
I keep getting an email from PhotoBucket that they're deactivating my account.
Oh no.
But they keep telling me, I'm like, just deactivate it already.
PhotoBucket.
They want you to go get your photos.
So we're deleting them. I'm like,
dump them all on Facebook.
We're gonna delete them. We're gonna delete your photos from 2006.
Yes, I'm okay. Let's take them.
If you want that shit, you better come get it.
They've been doing like the last month. They've sent me like 20 emails that my PhotoBucket.
We're going to do it. Are you sure? We're going to do it this time. And they inch closer.
It's gonna be gone, guys. Yeah,
they sent me a picture of half my photo deleted, ripped.
There was some app that I had, like some kind of music. It was like a karaoke app or something like that, and I had it like a decade ago for like a week. I think it's just some stupid app I downloaded on my phone or something, and I got probably 50 emails last year. You better come save your recordings. We're going to delete them. You better, if you want your recordings. But I'm like, dude, I don't even remember this app. Go ahead and get rid of the shit. I don't care. A walk down memory lane, gentlemen. Yeah.
So are they sending these things to think we're going to come back and re-engage?
Yeah, that's what it is. They're trying to trick you into giving their website another hit.
It's either that or they're trying to prevent themselves from like class action lawsuits where they delete all your stuff.
Hell, I still get emails from Columbia House DVD service.
You owe us $20.
Like, I used to be part of that, and like, obviously I cut that off like probably 15 years ago, and I still get emails. Hey, your monthly selection's in here. Come respond to it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You used to do the CDs where you could like get CDs delivered as well?
I did.
I did that, yeah. Well, I did the deal where like I found it in like one of the magazines I had or something when I was in high school. It's like, if you sign up for this and you just agree to buy 5 CDs from us, we will mail you 12 free CDs just for signing
up.
For
99 cents, you get them all.
And I was like, yes, I want 12 free CDs. So yeah.
And did you fulfill your agreement of ordering the other 5?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. So I bulked up my music collection when I was like a senior in high school by doing that.
It was a good way to build your music repertoire.
It was.
Because sometimes you could find sales, and that counts as your one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'd have like they'd send you a paper catalog.
Yeah.
You know, it was like made from like
I can't believe we're
newspaper
rapping
print.
about Colombia.
So here I got one for you. I don't know if what you had in Canada. What, Mr. Isaac? Did you ever have an FYE?
Yeah, yeah.
So FYE is for your entertainment. It's like it was just a big CD store, records, VHSs. Maybe
they
a
had it
VHS.
in the mall in
Yeah, it's usually at
Lexington,
our malls.
Kentucky.
Did they have video
Yeah.
games?
I think they might have had a selection of like video games.
It was mostly movies and music.
But see, like,
Yeah.
because you could go in there and they'd have like so many. You could just put on headphones and just listen to a whole album.
Oh yeah. They had the little. Do you
Like
remember that
samples.
Canada Dry? They would have the little stations where they'd have a CD and they'd have
Yeah,
a pair of
we
headphones.
that's called HMV in Canada. They have the
Oh,
stations for that.
all right. They
That's
just
for his
changed the
master's
initials.
voice.
But yeah, we used to do the FYE thing here in Kentucky. That was pretty cool.
The Tiffany
Yeah.
Tram says, FYE is my shit. I absolutely loved it.
Now, Tiffany, how old are you? Like, for you to know all this, you got to be around our age, right? I'm
I think
40.
She's 30. I think she's 35.
Okay, so she's roughly in the same age.
34. I don't want to age you, Tiffany. If you are 34, I think she might be 34.
Okay,
You're 34. Blink twice.
33. I was close.
33. Okay,
I'll be
a
39.
little young
this
to know
year,
some of these
so.
things, but I guess she remembers, has a good memory. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird because Cade's only like 21 or something, and he's like quoting like WrestleMania 2 stuff.
That's what happens. These kids grow up with the network now. You know.
Yeah,
Kate
they're like,
is
I
quite
want
the
to talk.
historian for a young
Yeah,
man.
at least Bad Take Cade is respectful of
I
all
mean,
the rest
I
of
mean,
us.
we know
Yeah.
why he's bad. Take Kate. He's 21. He doesn't know.
He don't know shit.
Well, Kate is like, when I first started talking to him, like he would message me about like he was a big fan of Pride Fighting Championship and MMA, and like if he's that young, then like he was literally like not even born when that started. So
Yeah,
He was 25 years old. He's a quarter of a century.
he's old.
quarter of a century old. You're an old man, Caleb.
Now
Old
I know
man.
we're just rapping about random stuff here. I remember when I was a young pastor, and I had plans to change the world. I was going to save the world. Now
Lofty
I'm
goal.
lucky if I can get out of bed in the morning. Life takes its toll. We're gonna talk about that later at the end of the show.
Yeah.
If we ever get to the end of the show.
And at some point, we need to kind of go through your history and like what like led you away from doing that, because I'm kind of curious to hear that.
Well, we can talk about that now if we want.
Yeah, go ahead.
What led me away from that? So I was the sort of like the assistant youth pastor, and I had my own church service that I was doing, the young adult service, and so my buddy was the officially on staff pastor getting salary or whatever, and so he was there since he was a kid, and so I'm just his friend coming in, and he got married and moved away, and resigned his post, and I got passed over. I didn't get the job. And that was like a kick in the nuts that I was putting in all this time and everything. And then I met this girl, and she was from my home here in Vancouver. I was living in Alberta at the time, and she cheated on my ass. And so I'm still in the helping people business because I work outreach with homeless people. So I'm just kind of reverted from like the church, being in charge of politics and all that stuff. And I'm just in the grassroots. I'm in the highways and the byways, doing the Lord's work that way.
That's cool.
And of course here on Effin' Wrestling, because we're a bit sneaky with that. because we like to give people hope, and we like to give people something of a community. So it's also the Lord's work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel like, I don't want to get too like mushy here or anything, but I definitely think Evan wrestling has enhanced my life for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Joe feels the same way, and
Yeah.
we're very fortunate to have this community, because I can tell you, 2023 sucked for me. It was a pretty difficult year. You guys really helped me a lot, more than you realize, get through it. So,
Oh, and we were glad to be there to do these podcasts with you, and just be just a shoulder to lean on, because I think that just doing something like this probably helped you through it, right? Just
100%.
it's
Yeah.
just like it's a great distraction, and just laughing about wrestling and different things like that.
It was a
I
very needed mental distraction. Yeah.
I know when my dad passed away a couple of years ago, um, when I got the call, I was at work, and I was talking to the AFW League chat room, and through it all, and I was crying on my way home, and snot was coming. I had to have one of those little masks, and just snot was dripping
Mm.
out
Oh, jeez.
because you're crying, but snot comes with crying, I guess, and you got the mask on. Just like
Mm.
this. Finally got off the bus, able to take it off. It was just like dripping.
Oh, Jesus.
It was something I was like, everyone in the chat was like, "Don't worry about it. If anyone says anything, tell them to F off or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was really cool.
Some kid will see you and be like, "Oh my God, Mom, what the fuck?" And go running away.
I'm like, "My dad died, okay?" And they're like, "Oh,
Oh, jeez.
oh my
All
God."
right, we got to get through the rest of the shit, or we're never gonna make it through. Flair, Sting, and Darby are gonna face Takeshita and Hobbs next week at Daly's place. That should be kind of interesting. So we'll see that next week. We got match number 5. Sky Blue. Oh my God, Sky Blue. Why are you doing this to a poor lonely man looking like that? Sky Blue versus Kiera Hogan. And I mean, this match was okay. It was serviceable. Wasn't anything special, but it was all right. Sky Blue obviously goes over. Nobody thought Kiera Hogan was going to win this. Jam Joe, what do you think of this match?
I really enjoyed it. Like it was a nice, crisp match. Like it was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I have no
Crispy.
complaints about it.
Crispy, crunchy.
Can't F and try. What'd you think?
Which match are we talking about?
We're talking about Sky Blue and Kiera Hogan.
Sky Blue. Oh my goodness. She's making a name for herself. I kind of think that this is more natural to her to be this way. I was told she's a bit of a dick at conventions and whatnot. So I think when you don't have to fake a smile all the time, and just be yourself, you can get a lot more. And classically, when wrestlers do the heel turn, it really helps evolve their career.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I enjoyed this match. I have to say, Kiera Hogan's kicks are so bad. Like, did you guys notice how bad those kicks were?
I did not. I'll have to go back and
it was like slow and clunky. I don't know. It looked like it was mostly her, but
I was gonna say, were they like Sasha Banks Royal Rumble kicks bad? You remember when she was like doing the air kicks?
Like this, like
it wasn't like that, but it was just kind of slow, and like you knew that if she made contact, it wouldn't hurt at all. It wasn't believable.
Yeah. There's a lot of, and I don't know why, but a lot of the women on this roster, they look like they're in slow motion when they do anything. Like I don't know if they're just shy about hitting each other or what, but lay that shit in. I don't know.
I can't wait for Serena Deep to come back. Did we pass that part yet?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Getting ready to come out of my mouth right now, pal.
All right, there we go.
Serena Deep video package. I love this video package because it shows her like training, getting out of holds simultaneously while jump cutting to her trying to get out of a straight jacket. Like, this is really badass. I like this. I like the fact that they're building her up like this shooter. She called herself the woman of 1,000 holds. A take of Dean Malenko's old man of 1,000 holds
I think it's
tagline.
brilliant.
I like this. I'm really pumped. I think Serena Deeb is going to add a lot of value and teach a lot of these girls how to wrestle in a technical manner. I liked it a lot. Canada Dry, what did you want to say about this segment?
Yeah, this is the second time we've seen this thing. Was it Dynamite that they showed it?
Yeah, they showed it for the first time.
Or was it World's End?
They also showed it at World's End.
Okay, so yeah, this is I love that they're doing this because AEW didn't used to do this with their they're playing these little video packages of people coming back.
Yeah.
I love vignettes in wrestling. They're so important.
Absolutely.
Like, we're now waiting for Serena Deeb to show up. And I want to see her win some sort of gold.
I do too. Yeah.
Like, even if it's Ring of Honor Women's, I don't care. She needs something.
That would be good for Ring of Honor. Yeah. I remember
see her winning the TBS title.
Maybe she come back and she wins the ROH TV title. First champion ever.
No, I think that's beneath her.
I think she would win the Ring of Honor women's title. I'm not sure they'd put the TBS on her. I don't know. I'd like to see it, but I don't know.
She's a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, she's as good as anyone in the game.
Well, my favorite work that she did was those early Daily's Place shows where she was defending the NWA women's title on Dynamite every week. I mean, she was great at that. I don't know if you guys remember much about that or not, but
I do. I sure do.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's true anymore, but I had a conversation with Natalia Markova quite a while ago, and she said Serena Deeb is AEW's best wrestler.
She's very good.
So she's got that robe, and I think she could even technically, if they wanted to, they could put the world title on her.
I have a question. Did they say this? Did she say this before Bryan Danielson was in the company?
No, I mean women.
Women. Okay.
Yeah. Just women. Yeah.
That's right.
Because we all know Danielson's the best in the world by far. Yeah. Which, did either of you catch Danielson Okada?
No, I did not.
I did.
What a great match.
But I know.
I highly recommend you check it out.
But I do know the next day at New Year's Dash, they were on the same team together.
Yeah. I haven't got that far in watching my New Japan for the week yet, but no, it's all good. I'll go back and watch it sometime. I still got to finish watching Wrestle Kingdom. I'm only part of the way through it.
And then on top of that,
after Danielson is retired, he's still going to wrestle 5 to 7 times a year.
That's what he says. Which
that's 5 to 10 times a year. But back to Danielson also at Battle of the Valley, it's going to be Danielson versus Sabre 2. Zack Sabre Jr. 2.
Nice. Okay.
So
did Moxley
take that money we were talking about?
What was that?
Did Moxley take that money we were talking about? Is he going to spend some more time in New Japan?
I don't know.
Probably not. He didn't win any title, so.
No.
But then again, he also said that after his match that all of Blackpool Combat Club wants to go over to Japan, and they also want to bring in Marina Shafir as their female representative in the group. Yeah. So maybe he will be spending more time in Japan. I don't know.
She's going to get on the microphone and bark at all the Japanese people. You don't know me.
See, personally, I wish Serena Deeb was part of Blackpool Combat Club. She fits the aesthetic of that group so well. Could you imagine her beating up Yuto Weekend, getting vignettes of that? Like, I would love it.
I mean, I think Marina Shafir is a terrible professional wrestler, but she is a legitimate badass woman.
Yeah, so she is an MMA fighter. She could kick ass.
Yeah, I mean, she grew up with Ronda Rousey. They were training partners in judo together. That's how they know each other, and they're like best friends, like lifelong best friends. So she's a legit badass. She's a terrible pro wrestler. I wish that she would.
She like I said, she's married to Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Like, you would think she'd be a little bit better than what she is.
I was literally just getting ready to say that you would think that some of his skills would at least rub off on her a little bit. But that doesn't appear to be the case.
Sometimes it's wrestling is caught and not taught.
Right.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's, and that would mean more of a natural learning process. I
What
think
if we
some
saw-
wrestlers, it takes a lot to get through to them.
Like, what if we saw Brie Bella come back as Brie Danielson and she just started like wrestling really, really, really good?
That is a pipe dream, sir.
She's probably like, what? My husband still wrestles? Does he wrestle in WWE? Well, hell, Nikki didn't even know Vader was dead, so yeah.
They got the cold shoulder by WWE, both of them.
Like I don't.
They no longer go by the Bellas.
Yep.
Well, yeah, they I guess there's a movie or show they were in.
That's that Barmageddon show that's on the USA Network. It's on right
Yeah,
after it
and
all ends.
WWE failed to did a whole promo about the show. It didn't mention former Brie Bella and Nikki Bella Hall of Famers.
Yeah, Nikki's a co-host on that show along with Carson Daly and
I can't believe he still gets. Still can't believe he has hosting duties. I remember him from TRL days back in the early 2000s on MTV.
Me too, man. I mean, that was my era. Yeah, the TRL era of MTV.
But that is a huge slap in the face to them because, you're not going to mention the show. It's the Wrestling Connection.
The Hall of Famers that were in your company for forever.
Do y'all remember that she didn't know Vader died? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, geez.
So when Vader was going into the Hall of Fame posthumously, right?
Did she say something like "I can't wait to meet him" or something like that?
Yeah, like she gave an interview, and they asked her about Vader going in the Rumble in the Hall of Fame, and she said something to the effect of, "Yeah, it's so great when these legends come in and they give their speeches, and I can't wait to hear his speech that night, to hear some of his stories about being on the road."
He did.
And he had died a few months prior. How are you that clueless about your business that you don't realize the person's dead? Oh my god, that was not a good moment for
This was Nikki Bella though.
It was Nikki Bella. Yeah, it wasn't Brie. No, it was Nikki. Yeah. Anyways, moving on here, we've got match number 6. Claudio Castagnoli versus Andrew Everett. Now, they're in the Carolinas, and my understanding is that Andrew Everett's father was the guy who either trained or first booked the Hardys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're very closely interconnected.
It was that Omega Wrestling, whatever it's called, Omega Wrestling or whatever, is where the Hardys got their start. But Andrew Everett's father is the one who owned that and gave the Hardys their first spot. So yeah, he's a Carolina guy, well known. He was Cameron Grimes' tag partner in the Indies, if anybody remembers that. But
what's the deal with calling him 7 foot?
So that's like his gimmick. Everywhere he goes, he's 7 foot, and they sort of touched on it. Like he got a little bit of brain damage in kayfabe.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's a 7 foot tall giant. It's hilarious because you see him trying to choke slam to people significantly bigger than him in other promotions.
Like Claudio.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I was like, wait a second. There's no way he's 7 foot. Claudio's 6'5".
That's one of those things that I wish AEW would explain stuff like that a little better.
They did, but they didn't do a good job.
Instead of just assuming people really know about it, they're kind of bad about that sometimes. But yeah, this was kind of a bit of a squish. I mean, it wasn't very competitive. Everett got some offense in. I thought it was kind of funny when he undershot the shooting star press and was supposed to get like an uppercut. And it literally just looked like he did a 1 foot shooting star press on his face.
Claudio saved his life is what he did. Because if Claudio had did that uppercut, it wouldn't have ended well for Everett.
No.
Yeah, I don't think a shooting star's press with the spins should have an uppercut involved in it.
No. Kind of a dangerous spot.
I mean, maybe if,
it's unneeded.
I mean, unless he had like landed on his feet, like landed prop, like if he had gotten full another like half a degree of rotation, maybe. But
Well, do you all have any other thoughts on this match other than that spot? GM Joe, do you have any other thoughts you want to add to that?
no, I look forward to Claudio and Hangman Page next week. That should be a
Oh, yes.
pretty good
Yes.
match.
Can't F and dry.
Yeah, he looked like a Everett guy. He kind of looked like a Butch sort of character with that singlet he had on.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Pete Dunne. Yeah.
Honestly, if you've never seen it, like 2016 to 2018 X Division is where Andrew Everett shines. Like he's so good.
He didn't look good tonight, though. He looked a bit botchy.
No, he didn't look good tonight.
But no, like if you go back to the TNA Impact 2016, 2018, like that X Division was stacked in that time.
I wish they would give a bit of history. Like they don't have to say, they can't even say WWE. They can say he spent some time in WWE, TNA with these are like if they're not Ring of Honor wrestlers, they don't like to say shit.
Well, I think they should have made the connection of him and the Hardys.
Absolutely.
About how his father's the one who got the Hardys into wrestling. Like that's a notable thing, that would connect him with the crowd.
Especially in Carolina.
There to like as far as I know, like they didn't do enough information. I thought he was a jobber for the longest time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean if you haven't happened to have seen him elsewhere, then you wouldn't know. I mean, I remember seeing him, like I said, he was Cameron Grimes' tag partner in the Indies.
So is he an ROH wrestler or is he just coming in to do a job?
No, it's just because they were in Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The local pop.
Just a local guy. Yeah. Well, he's been around a long time, though. I remember watching him on old PWG shows and like.
So he might be retired and just coming back for a one-shot deal, maybe, or doing.
No, I don't think he's
retired.
retired.
He's doing indie shows.
No, because I think he does like DPW and stuff like that too. So.
Yeah, so indie.
No, he's active wrestling. He's not retired or anything like that.
Right. Well, Claudio gets a squish here. It was what it was. After that, we see Lexi backstage with Starks and Big Bill. They're hyping up Starks versus Sammy Guevara on Dynamite this week, and Big Bill calls out Les Sex Gods for a straight fight on next week's Collision. What do you guys
on Battle of the Belts after Collision.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Well, at least
it's next Saturday night, all right?
But it's pretty cool that they're actually putting a relevant match on Battle of the Belts because usually the matches on Battle of the Belts suck.
Battle of the Belts is usually pretty garbage, honestly.
And I always think, like, if you're going to put bad matches on Battle of the Belts, you should put it in front of Collision as a pre-show sort of thing to build up Collision.
Absolutely. Yeah. GM Joe, what did you think of this little promo here and the setup for next week?
Could have done without it. I don't care. Like I've made this statement before, and I feel like it's never more true than it is now. When it comes to tag wrestling, if those titles aren't on the Bucks or FTR, Tony Khan doesn't care. He does not care.
Do you think Sex Gods will win this?
Yes.
I think that's probably a good possibility.
Why not? They can't do any worse than what the two Bill and what's his name.
Well, let's be honest. It was probably going to go to the Golden Jets. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the Sex Gods is just kind of like a,
it helps Sammy. It helps Jericho.
I think.
But it's going to be a while before they get there. I think there's going to be a chase.
No.
I don't know.
We'll see. We're at the main event now, guys. Match number 7. This is what saved the show for me. House of Black versus FTR. Wow. What a hell of a match. I mean, it's not my favorite FTR match I've ever seen, but it was still a really, really damn good match. Towards the end of it, we see Brody coming out to interfere, who has been cut off by Garcia, who intervenes with a chair. And FTR ends up getting the victory here. House of Black beats them down after the match with Julia Hart ringing the bell like she's at a funeral or something.
Yeah, they did the 10-bell salute.
Yeah, like a 10-bell salute. Yeah, exactly. really, really damn good match here, guys. I'm curious to see what you think of it. Since Canada Dry is looking down his phone, I'll start with GM Joe first.
Yeah, this was a fun match. I feel like House of Black should have won to further this because, like, I know like they had his family at ringside. I would have liked to seen a little more interaction with that personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, like other like I mean like FTR, there's a reason why they're the best tag team in the world. They're just so good at selling. They're so smooth together in the ring. Like they make it look effortless and fun, and they tell a great story.
Yeah.
So,
and with the family being at ringside too, that was just such an extra element to it.
yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really good. Canada F and Dry, what do you think of the main event?
Okay, so there's a point in the match where Malachi Black is pointing at Dax's
Damn.
daughter and wife.
Yeah.
And Dax's daughter's just got this big smile on her face.
Yeah, they no sold the fear. Like they showed no emotion of scared. Like no
she just
fear.
she was just happy that she was part of it. She's like, nah.
You gotta remember, she's been in the ring before. Like she's come out with Dax to be in the ring before. So
She has, yeah.
But when the beatdown at the end happened by the House of Black, they were told to look like they're upset.
you know what would have made that beatdown better?
What's that?
Have the daughter run into the ring and like cover her dad.
Oh yeah. See, they don't do stuff like that anymore.
No.
That's a little
you're traumatizing a child.
That's a little risky, I think.
It is, but it would have added so much more to this story.
And then they just nail her with a chair.
No hitting the little kid. Absolutely not.
The kid gets color.
Oh, and AEW was never seen again.
Yeah, right?
Dax's daughter got color and did a blade job.
The hard way.
You see her with the razor. But she's not quite good at it yet, so she's like.
And we read on Monday morning that Collision's canceled.
Collision's canceled. Dynamite is no longer on television.
Oh, jeez. All right. So we
Eric
have
Bischoff bought it for $1 million.
Eric Bischoff and Fusient Media.
Yes, they were like only for them not to get a TV deal.
And for it to get bought up by WWE.
Conrad Thompson buys AEW for $1 million. And Jim Ross and Eric Bischoff and Tony Schiavone are doing commentary. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. All right, guys. You guys know what this is. Do you want to, before we go to the final segment here of bells and all that, do you want to do some promos here, Mr. Dry?
Nah.
We're an hour and a half in.
We're at an hour and 32 minutes.
We know. We do them all the other shows. We can take a break once in a while.
FTW Wrestling and Kill City Cup. You guys know the deal. Support them. They're friends of ours. All right. Bell rating, match of the night, segment of the night. I will start with GM Joe.
My segment of the night is the Sting and Ric Flair promo. I loved it. It was like a nice old school feeling. Match of the night is the main event. And honestly, I'm giving this like 3 bells. Like it just felt like a very run-of-the-mill show. And it honestly was saved by the main event.
100%. Can't F and Dry.
My segment of the night is definitely Adam Copeland with his Cope Open. And I'm going to give the match of the night, obviously, to FTR versus House of Black. I'm going to give this 3.59.
All right. Got a nice round number there for math purposes, as always.
What'd you
So
say?
if you put a 1, you could screw me over.
3.95, you said?
3.59 is what he said.
So if you put Jeremy, if
3.01
point something 1, you're going to round it off for us.
So for me, match of the night, I'm going with the main event, House of Black and FTR, which in my opinion saved this show's ass because I really did not care much for the show up until that main event.
Did you like the Adam Copeland part? I enjoyed that.
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. It was just kind of middle of the road for me.
This isn't a must-see episode of Collision.
No, not at all. And segment of the night, I'm going to go with GM Joe and what he said. The Flair and Sting kind of retro segment. I like that. I thought that was cool. Bell rating, I'm going to give it an even 3. I was going to give it a 2.5 until the main event. That saved the show for me. So I'm going to give it a 3 bells.
Can you give it 3.1 bells?
Sure, 3.1 bells.
I already did the math, guys. Come on.
No, do it better.
Do better math. Gosh.
And he should be doing a 3.01, not a 3.1.
Okay, do that then. Jeez, you're the mathematician, not me.
Well, we can round up 0.01. That's okay. If it makes the math easier or more aesthetically pleasing.
So our average is 3.2.
Okay. All right.
One of
Because did that one help make it that?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Because if not, it would have been 3.19875, like some weirdness.
My man Noob agrees with me. 3 out of 5 bells. Shout out to Noob. Noob. One of our biggest supporters. Love that Noob. All right, Canada Dry, you want to close us out here and we will close up shop for the evening?
All right. Let me just get the outro ready, because sometimes I don't have the outro ready after I get my big speech. I'm all preached out.
And then we're all sitting here looking all solid with our fist
Yeah.
up.
I'm like, hold on, let me find it.
Awkwardly sit here.
What we need to do is we need to have the SpongeBob meme, the 20 minutes later, ready to pop up while you're searching.
15 minutes later. All right, so I wrote this Just Keep Fighting thing, posted it to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So I'm just going to read that out. On behalf of the FN Expert and Jim Joe and myself, the Great Deception says the forces of depression always win. Hurting yourself is easy. It's the living that is hard. It takes fortitude to move forward every single day. Strength doesn't just come from within. Relationships can be lightning rods to your soul. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you a survivor. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Do not gloat over me, my enemy. I will rise. I will just keep fighting. I think I'm the wrong one.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.
Hey guys, welcome to Collision After Dark. After Dark. What are you giving this episode today, Jeremy? What did you give it out of 10?
I think Joe's wife is like, are those idiots still babbling about wrestling?
Yeah.
What are you going to give the show, though?
A 10.
5 bells.
10.
5 bells out of 10?
The FIE conversation and the Jared Fogle getting like rammed in the ass or something. Yeah, that's 5 bells for me. Yeah.
Was that your segment of the night?
That was my segment of the night. Yeah.
Okay, Ginger, what's your segment of the night, and what are you giving this? This
Oh, it's
show?
definitely the MySpace. I'm giving it a 10.
10.
Ooh, 10.
This is our last episode of Collision. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I also give it a 6.35.
A 6.35. Okay.
Look at you bringing the curve down.
I don't know the math on that. We'll find out next episode.
We'll let you
All
know.
right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.